whole time. I thought I got done. Hmm? Please, though.
Salute when you see me. That jealousy is an ocean, and you either float or you sink. Moment of truth, credit check, you not approved. BB King, I'm in love with the blues. Don't start me up, I got finishing moves. Look, salute when you see me. Slid through all the commotion, it's breaking news. They got an ad on TV.
Take your phone off the Wi-Fi.
My honey's matching my Dodger fitted, playing all gold, ain't no stopping in it. Look, salute when you see me. I bought her a CC and that was her purse. Disgusting with do for a purse. Disgusting with do for the clout. I'm one of the realest. The realest could vouch. They thought I was done, but all I doubt. You gotta play my next around. Salute when you see me. Put in the car to my runner gets you speedy. Still thugging like the days when they weren't here in my city. Made it out of the trenches. Just salute when you see me. Yeah, salute when you see me. I'm getting greedy, I blow the whole budget on me, that's on me, I'm conceited. Treaty, nah, that ain't how we treat it. This right here sound like a three-peat. I put the in it sound like I'm knee deep, I'm like, oh, you too needy. Me and HB going Juvie and BG, they gotta put my face on the box of Wheaties. I'm praying for whoever think they competed. Salute when you see me. That's all they ever, so that's how you greet me.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly, as they get ready to match up with the Washington football team. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln.
I shut this dude the hell up, bro.
This will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
And that lead, Warner Bears, it was a divisional game. Both of us was 10-2. And goddamn, I'm gonna come on this. You know, both of us 10-2. He talking about he was gonna put up 150 of me, and
a first down throw for Cousins.
I was talking about his running back in Tennessee was gonna have a breakout game next week. So I'm like, shit, I got something for you. So I ain't gonna cap. He came out whooping my ass. That man went up. He went up 35 zip on me in the second quarter. Bruh, that nigga scored one touchdown and he scored his last touchdown in the second quarter.
No, not enough time. They hit him.
35 zip.
That incompletion. To throw on 2nd and 10.
43, 40, no, it's 44-42.
And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A huge play there for Washington.
Okay, Model back on that boy ass. He was talking so much shit. Oh, it is my division, and all the other shit. I'm like, yeah, alright. That boy,
first and goal.
That boy just said that.
Early statement here on the road.
What?
They'll run with Gibson. Down at the 2.
What?
Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That's that hurt.
Gibson again, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson Touchdown number 15 of the year. And Washington takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening
Yeah, he got a nice pass game.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Yeah.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
I played that nigga every year when he had Trey Lyons.
Here's Dante Pettis on the return. And he's able to get it up close to the 35, but hang on.
Yeah, Trey Lyons nice one.
Down. This one might be going the other way.
Who he had?
The holding penalty negates a good return as they'll start just past the 20. They go play
What team he had?
Winston.
You said? Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Yeah.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Throwing, Winston. And that's complete. Albert Okuebuna. Touchdown, Philadelphia. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
Oh, you're talking about our game?
Extra point by Butker is on target. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
What's the score?
Each team's had it. Each team has scored 7-7 here as the kick's away. And trouble there on the kickoff as that goes out of bounds.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Yeah.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. To throw, Cousins.
Bro, he just charged on you.
And this Charles definitely not what they were wanting.
I don't even know who that receiver was.
3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very 1st quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bro, Kevin.
Jameis to throw it. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side.
Kevin.
And it is incomplete.
My offensive line is so nasty on that Facebook league.
And now it's 3rd down.
Huh?
Head to the line facing a 3rd and 7
Kevin.
following the incompletion on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine.
Kevin.
But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task?
You know I got 4 superstars on my own line, right?
And giving the ball back to their offense.
Huh? Bruh. I got my 2 tackles, you know, with their edge protection. And then I got my guards with Fuller, Elite, and Nazi Street, bro. And I just kept running base runs, bro, out of shotgun. I was killing his ass.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Huh?
A handoff for Gibson.
Yeah.
Base
and Powers.
A quick burst there, and he nicely
because you know, hey, if they hit anybody that's not a lineman, they laying their ass out.
Now 2nd and 4.
Yeah. That trap play, laying him down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Cousins to throw it. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end.
I know what you're talking about.
And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or 2 shy of midfield.
I told you.
That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Jameis now on 1st down. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for the Eagles touchdown.
Just like right by him.
Campbell, his 9th touchdown of the season.
Come on and make Paris Campbell a superstar, bro.
Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers. There's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off,
you think Paris Campbell should be a superstar?
That he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team.
That boy nasty.
His ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
He's a superstar in this other league. I'm in with the coach.
And that'll carry over
Killing
the back
shit.
line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And now look at him go. The 20. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
He's not even a superstar yet, boy. Calm down.
14 now as he sends this one away. And no return on
You ain't get no breakout game with him.
Signal for and take it.
Kevin. You ain't never get no breakout game with him?
Set to begin their next drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did,
oh
the
my
open week is
gosh.
Exactly, got his man complete. And he'll take it into the end zone. Jalen Guyton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is now 21-14.
We should just say this shit. Those misses, man.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
That boy is fast as shit.
Chance to return this one as it's through the end
But
zone
he actually got a nice team. Yeah, that shit do be a deal, though.
The Washington offense. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the gun, here's Cousins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Bro, Kevin, this quarterback class is so deep, bro.
Quarterback. He's got a lot of know-how, a ton of savvy, but a guy who's not the most mobile of quarterbacks. What's the plan of attack?
You spend all week pumping up your defensive front. Your defensive tackles, your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys who go after the quarterback the most, because you know that he's not going to run and beat you consistently throughout the game. You can rush more aggressively off the edge and even up the middle, because even if he evades you, he's not going to go very far. You have a lot more confidence going after him in the pocket.
On second down now, it's Gibson. Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Winston now after the fumble recovery. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown. Jameis Winston with his 4th touchdown pass of the afternoon.
Oh, lead by the Javi field, man.
Add on to their lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly.
God. What?
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no.
He's got him in, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action. Cousins. He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Now Cousins. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Got him in. It's Tunyon. And he lost the football. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 12-yard line. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Rolling to his right. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Robert Tunyon, his 6th touchdown of the season. And Washington able to make this a close game again. Now Cousins going to bring his guys up for the 2-point try. Cousins will try and throw. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
On 1st and 10, Winston. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Hands it off out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action now, Winston. Flush to his right. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there. And they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for the Eagles touchdown. With his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Eagles add on to their lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally. This will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Carlos Basham make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far, so maybe the...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. And take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Eagles touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. out there setting ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Now on 2nd and 13. Cousins. A throw on the money there to Doolin. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A huge play there for Washington. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
Now a dump off here complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Cousins escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Cousins. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
First down, Winston. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To the air again with Winston. Leaping, and he makes the grab. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 45-yard line. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Winston now. That ball caught by Campbell. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Finding room to the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
From the red zone now, Winston. Buying time to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And we're going to get a timeout. with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Final play of the half here, Winston. And that is incomplete. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Play fake. Winston. Flushed out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Winston. And he rips that one incomplete there.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Looking for Campbell downfield. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there for Philly. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Here's Winston. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
Being chased out left. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Winston. And this is caught. Touchdown. Paris Campbell, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And 3 interceptions in this game, and I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
47's the mic, boys. 47. Check.
From the 27, Cousins dancing to his left. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point by Bunker is on target, and that will extend this big lead. So they get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cover. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the rookie Tyson Campbell. And he's going to get this one down to the 13-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown. Eagles. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Eluding the pressure right. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. But Washington looked to get this one back, and indeed they did. They will still have possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Cousins throw here into the hands of Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And now here is another interception. Peter Baker with a pick. And the Eagles will take over here as they go up to the 43-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
To throw again on second down. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Brian Burns, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Two things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. On the counter, Gibson fighting to stay on his feet past midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 77 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. To throw is Cousins. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Around the 48-yard line. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Check, 47. Too little, cut. Shift. He's coming. Double up.
Here's a give to Gibson. Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game. Then
now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. A 1st down throw for Winston. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bradley Chubb, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Golden. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Cousins now steps away to his left. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
The holding penalty, that puts them in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal. Cousins. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin 4th quarter. You're going. They'll go. It's Gibson. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Eagles defense able to hold. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Meanwhile, Winston's throw taken in by Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
On play action, Winston. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Looking for Campbell downfield. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Winston. Looking for Campbell downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. And he'll try and throw here on the fake. And it's complete. They're going to get the first.
You know, I always talk about when teams line up for long field goals, that you should be in a safe defense.
Right.
But you're also in a position here where this is a makeable kick. So rushing it is also part of this strategy. Maybe they use their aggressiveness against them on that fake.
Yeah, with a low trajectory, they're coming in hot, trying to block it. And you're right, and obviously it worked out. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Campbell. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. On second down, a run with Gibson. 87 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And they'll run here with Gibson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Antonio Gibson is an absolute dart with the ball in his hands, and he can make you miss, and he can run over you. Took a little while to crack the starting lineup as a rookie, but boy, was he sensational when he did. Went for 115 yards and 3 scores in a Thanksgiving Day clobbering of the Dallas Cowboys. At Washington, they feel like they had a real find when they took him in the 3rd round last year, number 66 overall, and he justified their decision. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly, and this one could be coming back. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a toss to Davis going right. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. A good productive run there on 1st down. He winds up getting 8.
Let's get it. Wide, get wide. 1-50.
How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Well, Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Third and long for Cousins. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll run on 1st down. Cottrell. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Winston here to throw. And a catch made by Hopkins. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Continuing to keep their foot on the gas, and it looks like they're just having fun out there. They're loose, they're free, and they're enjoying what the scoreboard looks like.
I'd have to say I agree with you totally. They're having a blast out there all game long when they throw the football. They're picking up nice chunks of real estate, significant yardage on just about every throw that they make. And there's another one.
And give them another 6. It's called for a touchdown. And the blowout continues.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, This is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Butker on for the PAT. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Williams. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, we got to get this stop.
One last shot now for Cousins. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be out of bounds. So this will go as incomplete. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play.
So for the Eagles, it's a 10.